settlement that took place with the president. So I know, I know. It's not about the $1.7 billion. Well, it could be. For the likes of all those, there's a claim already against it for 2.6 million of it. Let me show you who it is. But I know it's not, and helping each other out, patting each other on the back to see who's going to get claim to that money. The money that is set up. This. Of that anti-weaponization fund, the 1.776 billion, there's already been a claim against it by Michael Caputo. He filed the first claim, I guess, today. Everybody's starting to get on the bandwagon for that, money that they claim if you've had, in its restitution. Allegedly, his career and family finance were devastated by a politically motivated federal investigation. No one's going to see a dime of this. This is never going to go into fruition, but it dawned on me why DJT. It's not about the money in this case. As much as I know he's into money, like the rest of the billionaires. Remember how we used to talk about Al Capone, the late great Al Capone? Yeah, I think this is what it is. Al Capone was never charged or convicted as role for the Valentine's Day massacre. Instead, federal investigators brought him down on tax evasion. Although Al Capone is widely believed to have ordered the massacre, he was from Florida at the time. An ironclad physical alibi. He lived in Florida. In Florida too. That's where a lot of monsters go. Places like Florida. His lieutenants and hitmen carried out the shootings, and the gang carefully insulated Capone, personally giving the order. So this is always they got to keep they got to keep themselves separated. So they don't want to be attached. He doesn't want to be attached to the money end of it. Witnesses terrified of Capone's retaliation and the local Chicago police politicians were heavily on his payroll. It's virtually impossible to get evidence or testimony linking him to violent crimes. The tax strategy, though. Recognizing that they could not convict him for murder or bootlegging, federal authorities, included the IRS and the FBI, shift their focus on his finances. They built a massive paper trail proving that Capone was reaping huge illegal profits without paying his fair share. And the conviction on December 17, 1931, a jury found Capone guilty of income tax evasion. He was sentenced to 11 years in federal prison and fined, effectively ending his reign as Chicago's most notorious crime boss. It's a tax evasion, TJT. You're not protected under SCOTUS. The past prior tax records that you're trying to basically eliminate like this. IRS to drop audits of Trump and family as part of the Justice Department's deal. Officials vowed not to pursue any matters, including those involved President Trump's tax returns that are pending. I don't care about the money. This is his payoff to keep it quiet, so they won't pursue you or your family because you have pending audits. And then they're not going to take you down for anything that you think you're going to be. You know this, but you do know that, like Al Capone, they could put you and your family in jail. Can you imagine if that happened again? What happened to Al Capone happens to DJT. Everything that Al Capone did, the one thing that took him down was tax evasion. This is what this is all about. So everybody line up, like they said, because you weren't the only one that was affected by the leak of tax records of over 405,000 people. I put it up in my other videos. And 89% of them were wealthy people. Bezos was part of it, along with Elon Musk. But this is what you're worried about. You're worried because if this administration flips, if the Democrats come into the House and Senate and they put their own people in, they could do. You're not protected under SCOTUS. Not if there's pending audits taking place. This would have had to have been when you were officially in the office as president. So you're afraid of auditing, tax audits. And you want to basically be able to be totally, you and your family and the Trump organization, obligated from it. You don't want to have any obligation to it. You don't want to be ever investigated for it. Well, that's not going to happen. That's all.